Hey guys! Welcome to the HVAC Diaries. Today is Friday, March 10th, and this is my weekly HVAC vlog. Did you guys miss me? It's been a whole week. I'm just kidding. I hope you had a great week. The highlight of my week was definitely International Women's Day on Wednesday. Oh my goodness, what a day. I spent the whole day at home behind my computer. I spoke on a panel for women in construction. It was a panel across Canada. It was on Zoom. And there were about 540 participants on the call, which was so cool. And I got to speak about how companies can recruit and retain women in these careers. That was really cool. After that, I hopped onto another Zoom call, which was the live feed from the Women in HVAC Are Canada event out in Vaughan, Ontario. I enjoyed the speakers so much.
It's a double-edged sword, okay? So I will go into homes. Now this...
And I did get to make a little guest appearance on the big screens.
And also for all of the support that we've received in the last 24 months, we've done some incredible things, we've met some amazing people, and we're really pushing the industry forward.
So I was kind of there, but not. Anyway, I just had the best day. And what we're doing for the rest of the month is we're selling t-shirts and crew necks with Women in HVAC Are Canada on the front, and all of the proceeds will go towards our scholarship funds for the next year. So if you want one of those, I'll put the link in my little description below and go check it out. It's only until the end of the month, so I'll keep reminding you until we're done. The theme of this week seems to have been blower motors. And I don't know if you recall last week's vlog where I was like, these Lennox rooftop unit blower motors are so easy. I'm probably jinxing myself by saying that. Yup, I did. Okay, so it wasn't in rooftop units. I had to change, on Monday, I had to change 2 blower motors inside 2 water source heat pump units in the ceiling. And oh my goodness, they both gave me such a battle. The one I couldn't even get out of the unit in the ceiling. I struggled so much. I actually cut my arms up quite badly. Take a look. And it looks way worse than it is. It's not that bad. And a whole week later, they're pretty. Yeah, they're not bad at all. My troll is looking a little sad, but it's okay. So yeah, I struggled and struggled with that motor, and then finally got it out, and then struggled so much with the blower wheels as well. We had to bring out the sand cloth, the WD-40. We even used a wrench, and we even used a hammer. But we finally got her done. We also changed a blower motor on a unit heater at a sofa factory. This sofa factory is so cool. I love going there. It's just so fascinating what they do there. But they've got 2 rows of ladies, about six in each row, so about a dozen ladies, and they all stare at me like I'm some kind of animal on display. And so I put that on my Instagram, and I got one message back saying that, oh, those are the Punjabi aunties. They know everything and they stare. So I think that's what that was. But yeah, so we replaced that motor. We also replaced a blower motor inside of an electrical closet air conditioner. So it's at a cardboard factory, and all throughout the factory floor, they've got these electrical panels. They're basically closets. They're about this deep, and they generate a lot of heat. Like it's like 27 to 30 degrees Celsius in that little closet panel thing. So they attach an air conditioner to it. And anyway, the blower motor out of this one died. And it's a special blower motor, one I haven't actually seen myself before. It's one where the motor has a shaft on either side and a blower wheel on either side. So it's like two-sided. And because the replacement was so expensive, we took it to a local like motor place, and what did they do? They repaired it. Did they rewire it, or did they just give it new bearings? I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, so we got that guy back in, and yeah, my dad and I also this week spent a day together at a food processing place where we got all dressed up in these smocks and hairnets. So stylish. And we checked out 3 of their refrigerated air dryers. So they've got air lines throughout their facility, but instead of compressed air that comes out of it, water is coming out of it. So they asked us to check their air dryers. One of them we found with the drain actually completely removed. So the reservoir was full of water. So no wonder they had water in their lines. So we purged that all out. And we checked the drain function, and it was working fine. So what we suspect is that the drain line went into like a copper line under the floor. It's kind of hard to explain, but that copper drain line fed into a big drain in the ground. And what we think that maybe the drain line came out of that copper line, if you're following me, and was spewing water onto the ground. And so someone was like, we don't want this leak. So they pulled the drain plug out and then just left the drain without any power. So the reservoir has been filling the entire time, and that thing has to be drained every once in a while. So anyway, long story short, we got it drained. We checked out the other 2 air dryers, and one of them was a really cool experience for me because it was located in the compressor room, which I haven't actually seen before. It's like rows and rows of compressors. And very cool for me to see, just to look at. And working in that food processing facility, so they make my favorite spring rolls that I buy from Costco. So the entire time we were working there, the whole day, my stomach's just like, feed me spring rolls. I can smell spring rolls. Feed me spring rolls. We work on this industrial printing machine at a packaging factory. And this machine really intimidates me. It's very complicated, lots of components. Yeah. The truth is I'm very intimidated by it. But the truth is also that I have to learn how to work on it, because once my dad retires one day, I will be the one to work on that machine. So I've got to learn it and get familiar with it and be friends with it. And yeah, but right now it freaks me out. And my final story is from today. Do you guys recall that pool room that I was talking about? I showed you. Here, I'll show you again. So we have to replace the compressor out of that pool heater dehumidifier system. And so today we spent most of the day erecting a platform for somebody to work on. At that level, and also recovering all the refrigerant out of that system. We purchased a chain hoist, and we're gonna see if we can maybe hook that up to the compressor, lower it down nice and safely, because we've got so many pipes and threaded rods and things in the way. It's just like a mishmash of stuff there. So we're hoping that once we get it onto the hoist, the chain hoist, we can like swing it out and then swing it over and then lower it down nice and safely, and do the same thing for the new one. We'll hoist it up, swing it in, and then swing it into the machine and hope for the best. So that's Monday's job. Well, I'll leave it there. How crazy is it that last week we had almost 5 days of some kind of snow, and this week I was working in a t-shirt. I had to take off my jacket and my fleece and everything. Spring is coming. I feel like I'm gonna be alive soon. I love spring and I love summer even more. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this week's HVAC Diaries HVAC blog. There it is. It's Friday. I gotta take this hair out of its silly bun. All right, there. Weekend mode commences. I watched it yesterday, so it's looking pretty good. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again next week. Have an awesome weekend. Have an awesome week. And, oh, it's daylight savings on Sunday. Bye. The units are... I'm not even going to say that. What poots with you? I'll leave it there. We had almost 5 days with some kind of a snow.
Oh, that's not waking at all. Yeah, cool.